Marvel vs. Capcom is getting another game.
Yes. See,
Now,
I need to.
this is actually, there's a bit more to this that's really interesting that I've discovered. So there was a rumor that started that they were making a 4, all right? That this was going to be Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Makes sense. It's not going to be called that. It's going to be called Infinite. And there's actually a reason for this. A lot of the properties that they used in the older games, 1 through 3, okay? There's word that they won't have those characters for the copyright reasons. And again, this is the corporations and the companies and all the executives.
How they do that, man?
I don't know. I mean, and again, we might learn that this is actually not the case. I don't know. But as far as I can tell, the reason it's called Infinite is because they're going to have all the characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then it's going to be of course, the traditional Capcom characters, right?
Right.
But certain characters, like the mutants, they're not going to be there because Marvel doesn't have the rest of those characters. Yeah. When it comes to the Inhumans, we may see them be kind of like, I don't want to say spliced, but like transplanted into the places where you had all the other characters. Okay. Wolverine, Logan, he's not going to be in this one, I don't think.
What is Capcom without Wolverine in it, man?
Right?
We were also do that.
Yeah, he was there from as far back as like Children of the Atom. How do you not
have... Dude, I had Children of the Atom from my Saturn, dude. Let's go back, man.
So a bit of controversy on that one, dude. There's a lot of people that are pissed, and I can't blame them because, again, this is just people in that whole, I guess, like acquisitions war when it comes to these rights and these properties. And it really affects like the consumer at the end of the day because we're the ones that don't get the classic characters that we loved in all the other installments. So
it's not even Marvel versus Capcom. It's like Capcom versus the Avengers.
It's right. You can call it like just Capcom versus the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a whack title. And it just rings home. Yeah.
I remember this is for me. This is how this game. It goes more than a game to me. You're like, why? You're crazy. I was working overnight in New York City, and I would get off at 6:30 in the morning, and I would be going through Times Square. And they had a 24-hour arcade in there. And I would walk in there, and you would see, no lie, dude, 30 bodies around this Marvel vs. Capcom machine. And this is old style. You roll in there, you walk up, you put your quarter up next, and you wait. You had dudes from Wall Street. You had everybody around this game that's mixing and matching, whooping each other's butt. But it was fun, man. That was the original Marvel vs. Capcom, man. And it was just like the atmosphere in there was just ridiculous.
Yeah. And I will say, I'll give this next one a shot because from my end, I've had kind of a unique relationship with that game franchise. Yes, I know of it. Yes, I like it. However, that compared to how often I play it there's a huge divide.
Yeah.
I don't play it all that much. I think I've played maybe 3 more than all the others put together. Right. So experience-wise, I'm going to check this one out just to see what they do. But this might open a fun avenue in the characters that they do use because you're going to have Guardians of the Galaxy in there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we've had, aside from like Rocket, who was in 3, you've never ever really played a game that features the characters like that. Right. You're going to have Doctor Strange. He was there from the other one too.
Yeah, he was in there.
You're going to have the Avengers characters. I already know, but then also they're going to have new characters that we haven't seen in the films yet, like Captain Marvel.
True.
So it could be, for the characters that we don't have from the original, it could be to have a nice set of replacements for that.
Yeah, if you can match it.
If you can. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait. And once we get more footage, we'll know for sure. But using that as a springboard to the next topic, so you guys see the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer?
I did.
Did you see it?
I did. Because one thing that surprised me, what was pretty cool, was Groot's part, the little Groot, baby Groot. When you saw when he took and grabbed a hold of that dude. I thought he was just going to be there for fluff material. Just like, he's cute. Yeah. He's whooping some butt too. So
here's the thing, dude. He's not there just to be a cutesy character. Because when you get down to it, he's still like a giant space tree that can grow essentially from the smallest particle of his being. He can regenerate an entire body. Dude's OP. My little dude's OP. But it was hilarious how you have Rocket sitting up there talking to like Baby Groot. It's like, bro, whatever you do, don't touch that button. Baby Groot's not like, I'm gonna push this button. He's reiterating what Rockett's saying to him, and he's just like, all right, so I don't touch this button. No, you don't touch that button. And then eventually he's just like, when they're looking for tape, he's like, hey, does anybody have any tape? No, man, nobody does. Groot's just like, man, whatever. I'm gonna just take the whole thing and run further into the pit.
I
It
can't
was
wait.
so damn funny. Oh, that wasn't even the funniest part, though. The funniest part comes at the tail end when you have the girl that can read minds.
Yep.
Or like she's like an empath or whatever, and she touches Peter Quill, Star-Lord, and she's like, you have sexual urges for that one. And he points over to Gamora. My dude Drax, the savage that he is, dying. Oh my God. You must be so embarrassed. Do me next. Oh, so you already know just from that trailer that the fun, the jovial comedic spirit of it was in the original, or the first one rather, is going to be there. So I'm already happy about that.
Yeah, looks
too. That should be pretty.
Sidebar. Saw Central Intelligence on my flight from Atlanta, and I'm looking forward to Jumanji 2, which features Kevin Hart. I think it's Kevin Hart, The Rock, and Jack Black.
Now, is this a sequel or is it a reboot?
They
Yes.
said it's not. Is it a reboot?
I don't know. I thought it was.
I was listening to Kevin Hart, and it was like
The
they're
first
not
one was
going
like-
off. They're not going off the first one.
Right. I thought
Yeah,
it was.
Right.
that's what he was saying, I believe.
But I remember in the first one, you know, it had already been taken back from, you know, like the 1800s, and he dug it up from. So I'm wondering if it'll be like another version of that where they dig it up from 1995.
They could do. See, the thing about it is, yeah. Like you're right, CC. In that regard, I'm thinking they could make it a sequel if they wanted to, because if you think about how the first one ended, you realize that the game Jumanji is just this anomalous thing that exists, and it'll play its game out in one area, but then it could find itself in some place completely freaking different at a different point in time. So you could just as easily be like, this is another game that happened either before or after the original.
Yeah.
And you're still fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go watch it. I love the first one so much.
Yeah. And honestly, I love The Rock and Kevin Hart's chemistry on camera. I think it's really cute.
I think, I know those people that are into that too. I haven't seen, I know there's Central Intelligence, which they did. I didn't watch.
You should see it. It was
good.
really good.
Check that one out. But Kevin Hart's funny. I'm not sure if I'm like on the bandwagon with like all the others, but I do think that he's funny.
I mean, the stand up and the acting are, you know. But you know, The Rock is kind of good on his own too. So.
And The Rock, I think they feel like they already kind of made their money back just by putting The Rock's name on it.
Exactly.
So that'll be fun. I'm hyped to see that one. What else do we got?
Oh yeah, the crossover episode.
I'm gonna shut up because I'm a failure and I didn't.
I'm a failure too.
I didn't watch it yet. I saw like I saw the first few minutes of Supergirl because there's actually a reason why, a clever reason as to how they make you watch the other shows, so you can be up to speed. It had nothing to do with the crossover. I'm like,
pass.
did I watch the right episode? And then the last 5 minutes, then it ties into what happens across the other shows. I'm just like, all right. And then I'm dropping the ball because as I had mentioned before, the aforementioned Final Fantasy 15 addiction, and I haven't done it yet. So
I apologize. We might have to come back to this next week.
We're gonna have to come back on it, dude, because they
go
are
to
about to have.
too, so yeah.
Yeah, they're about to have the mid-season break, so we will have some time to kind of catch up.
True.
Thus far, The Flash has kind of been decent. It hasn't been bad. Let me preface that. But compared to, I gotta say, Arrow is bringing up some pretty nice stuff this season. Just the whole new element of Wild Dog and Artemis and the other guy, Curtis, who's supposed to be Mr. Terrific, whatever. But it's been good this season so far. All that said to say.
That's good. 'Cause I know people were worried that it had fallen off and it, you know.
It did a bit. It's like they brought up the effort that went into the writing for Arrow has gone up. Flash has gone a little bit down. I don't watch Supergirl, unfortunately. I should catch up on that. And then Legends of Tomorrow has been fine, but I noticed something that was bugging me like from 2 or 3 shows back. There's no villain this season yet, and I think they're just now establishing it. So the JLA, the introduction to the JLA was good. Damien Dark and Reverse Flash, they're a good villain team up. I thought it was going to be them, but then they kind of like they weave in and out. So I think we'll actually have our full-on seasonal villain on the coming episodes, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that one. So far, it's been good, though. So far, it's been good. Got to catch up on those crossovers, though. Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yep. So anything last minute before we get out of here, guys?
Yeah, this is very important. We have Assassin's Creed coming up December 21st.
That's
movie.
This is my
and Star Wars.
Pardon me?
And Star Wars, yeah.
Star Wars is coming up. And this is the thing about Assassin's Creed. And you've heard me say this a million times, Drew. I always tell people, stay away from making video games into movies because I really haven't seen one good one. Mm-hmm. But if there's any game I believe that can make a decent movie, I believe it's Assassin's Creed. Basically off the action. Based off the action, if you can apply that action from the game into the movie. Now, script-wise, I don't know.
It's it's all right. On paper, Assassin's Creed is fine. But then you have the element of, well, if we're going to sit up there and use the source material, why not just play the game?
Yeah.
Why need a movie for that? So, I don't know. I feel like
now,
video game
movies... I was thinking if you could take and you could base the script off of almost how they had the Matrix, and then when they had the Animatrix come out, and you tell some of the backstory that's gone on.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I was wondering that they do have a lot of meat to kind of add to it to make it a real plot. You know what I mean?
They have the basic framework there, but in terms of turning that into an hour and a half, 2-hour movie, you got to give me something that I haven't seen from the anything that I can just go home, put on my PlayStation, and watch full on, get the full experience. Why am I going to give you an extra $15, $25 to tell me the same story with with actors? So I don't know.
I'm rooting for him though. I'm like, guys, please,
give it a shot.
I'm
gonna go.
Very difficult to pull that off.
I'm gonna check that one out. Yeah. That and Star Wars Rogue One. That also we got to check out as well. So that comes out in 2 weeks. So we'll definitely give you guys a review for that. Yeah. And I think that's gonna be it for this show. Anybody else have any last minute stuff? Any goodbyes? Anyone not coming back?
What up, Crash?
All right.
We'll see you guys next week. And thank you so much for checking us out. And we are Eclecticka. I am 7. We have Charles, CC, and our man Drew. CC, is that going to be your thing now? The pump?
The little pom-pom thing? Yeah.
Would you not be my friend if I went like this?
No. This is a no judge zone.
I'll find something a little more subtle and adult.
Fine.
My sign off is this and internet's surliest nerd. So there we go.
Oh my goodness. All right, folks. Again, we are Eclecticka. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Later.